Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much. My name is Gene Mabry. I am the lead music teacher for Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, and welcome to our 2024 All-County Honors Band concert. We have several announcements at the beginning, and so I'll go as fast as I can so we can get started with the show. First, we have some corrections to be made for the program. So the digital copy, if you have a program and you look at the inside and scan the QR code, those corrections are already on there, but the printed copy has the following that needs to be corrected. Avery Burns, middle school concert band on trumpet from Clemens Middle School symphonic band, Arnav Sharma on alto saxophone from Haynes Middle School, Michael Acevedo on tuba from Clemens Middle School. In the 910 symphonic band, Weston Ewing on horn from Acton High School, Jeremiel Perez on euphonium from Mount Tabor High School, Andy Zong on percussion from Reagan High School. And finally, on the 1112 Symphonic Band, we want to add Caitlin Murphy on flute from Atkins High School. And now, the real reason I'm here is to do all the thank yous. We want to go ahead and start with, seems like I'm coming and going out. I don't know if I should step forward or back. We want to start with, if we left any corrections out, just have your student to notify your band director, and we'll get those adjusted for you, and we appreciate that. Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. It's doing weird things up here on my ears. So first of all, we want to thank our superintendent, Ms. Tricia McManus, and the executive cabinet for their support of music education throughout the district. Ms. McManus is known to visit music classrooms and performances and parades. She's very enthusiastic about it. We want to thank Reynolds High School, the Performing Arts Department, the administration, the cafeteria, especially the arts department and auditorium staff, including Trevor Anderson, Robert Kratz, Gretchen Hall, and Daniel Campbell for putting all the work together to help this event function. We want to also thank the faculty and staff of Mount Tabor High School, including the band director, Ms. Rebecca Sahuntas, who hosts high school band rehearsals on their campus so the middle schoolers can rehearse here. We want to send our thanks to Mark Odie and the warehouse staff who help us move a lot of equipment to make this event happen. And we want to thank Randy Pulliam and the Chell Hand Video Productions, who are making a live recording of this concert. You can purchase your copy of those recordings in the lobby or online. They are sold as DVD or digital download. We would further like to thank Music and Arts and Seapart Music for donating the folders for our over 300 band students so they can participate this weekend in our clinic. We want to thank the band company for providing lunch for your 4 clinicians who led our band students. We also want to thank the Forsyth County Band Directors Association. Band directors, if you're backstage or in the audience, would you please stand or stick your head out? Could you guys give them a round of applause for the countless hours of work? We appreciate all that they do, days, nights, weekends. They just work all the time. In fact, don't forget, band directors, we need your help again striking the stage at the end of the concert. But this really could not be done without their help. Continuing to thank people, we want to thank our students for your work and enthusiasm, because clearly if you don't do your part, this is not going to happen. Parents, we want to thank you. You listened to those first notes, the first notes that came out of your child's instruments. We know they were beautiful. And look at them now and what all they've achieved. So thank you for getting them back and forth to rehearsals and lessons and everything else. There's 2 particular parents I wanted to thank tonight. I wanted to thank Miss Christine Brown and Miss Michelle Beekman for their assistance with our middle school rehearsal, because we definitely needed the extra help and we really appreciate it. Please stay at the end of the performance if you can. You're already here, and if you have a younger musician, you only need like another extra hour or so, and they can see what the high school students can do. It'll blow your mind. It's amazing. So we are almost finished. We only have 2 more things, and then we can get moving with our show. Parents, if you're picking up your middle school student after the concert, please pick them up here inside of the auditorium, not outside in the dark. Don't do that to us. Pick them up here where it's nice and safe. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the one, the only chair of our Forsyth County Band Directors Association. Please give a warm round of applause for Mr. Adam Joyner.
Thank you. I appreciate you clapping for me. I deserve it. I wore a tie for the occasion. It's painter's tape, which is way better than duct tape because that's more expensive, right? So I'm here to introduce our clinician because Mr. Litton, who has been in charge of this group, is a chicken. So Mr. Litton is a chicken. Feel free to tell him that later. I do want to thank him. He's done an exceptional job at helping both this band and the symphonic band. And so please give him a round of applause for working so hard for your children. Now to my speech. I wrote two, one's short and one's long. I'm supposed to introduce the clinician for this band, who's the band director of the year, who we voted in last year because they're so good. So I've decided to do both speeches. Without further ado, Robert Johnston.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Lewis Matthews, and I play the trombone at Haynes Magnet Middle School. I would like to say thank you so much, everyone, for coming to our concert tonight. Our first piece this evening was a bold piece for a middle school band called Strength and Honor by Sean O'Laughlin. Our next piece is Coldwater Creek by Robert Sheldon. A piece that is a non-standard overture with the melody being broken up by two short chokral sections.
Hello, my name is Isabel Gasick, and I play the clarinet at Thomas Jefferson Middle School. This next piece that we'll be performing is one that we really enjoy playing. It's called Alien Invasion, and it's featuring our trombone section. So please be careful on your way out for UFOs, and thank you.
Good evening. My name is Andrew Kraft, Director of Arts Education for Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, and I have the privilege this evening to recognize and present our award to our 2024 Band Director of the Year, Mr. Robert Johnston, Band Director at Reagan High School. We've known each other for a very long time. However, what I wanted to bring out before, during the rehearsal today, I was talking to some of his students, and I said, you know, I need to say something about Mr. Johnston that's not embarrassing or anything like that, or anything from college that we don't need to talk about. And I did get a couple things from them, and it was usually something along the lines of, we really love Mr. Johnston, and he loves us. But he doesn't love us as much as he loves Cheerwine. And I figured maybe somewhere in the Reagan band room that probably made sense, but I wasn't sure. However, that being said, it's my privilege to recognize as our 2024 Band Director of the Year, Mr. Robert Johnston. Let's do the fun.
Thank you so much. It has been an absolute pleasure to work with this group of children today. So one thing that is special about these groups, and when you get the opportunity to go out and do clinics with students that aren't yours, there's always something special. And the thing that is special about them is, how many of you, this is your first ever band clinic? Raise your hand. First ever band clinic. That's pretty sweet. So for them, they are going to be in the high school bands. I hope that I get the privilege of teaching some of them at Reagan at some point, but they are the future of what's going to be up here on this stage. And it's been just a fantastic experience. You have very good children, so thank you. Yes. And while I'm at it, I asked them yesterday, why band? And they're like, because it's cool. And I'm like, yes. So I'm in my 20th year of teaching now, and my opinion of band when I was their age to now has changed drastically. And I think for me, the difference is now we see it's all about people, and it's all about relationships. And I don't think that we are teaching the leaders of tomorrow. I think we're teaching the leaders of today. And our activity has all of that to offer our children. And once again, it's just been a pleasure. And we are going to close out our concert. Let's give another round of applause to these kids. I would like to, as Mr. Joyner said, I would like to thank Mr. Andrew Litton for all of his work that he has done to help. He has done all the behind-the-scenes work for our group this week, and also Mr. Kraft, Mr. Mabry, and everybody here at Reynolds. So let's give them a round of applause. And thank you, of course, parents, and thank you, of course, students. All right, and welcome Isaac.
Good evening, my name is Isaac Ahn, and I play the flute at Haynes Middle School. Our final piece tonight is named Quest for Coronada's Gold by Chris Ferguson. This piece is inspired by Coronada's hunt for the mythical 7 cities of gold. Although he never found the treasure, his search led him to become the first European to explore the American Southwest. This morning, we had the opportunity to meet Chris Ferguson, the creator of this song, on FaceTime and get his feedback about our performance. It was a really outstanding experience. Once again, thank you for coming to our concert, and this is Quest for Coronada's Gold.
Good evening again. My name is Ron Forsch. I am the band director at Clemens Middle School. Go Cardinals. I have had the honor of being the representative for this ensemble the last 2 days. I want to echo the sentiments of my earlier speakers in sincerely thanking Mr. Andrew Litton for his work behind the scenes to help everything run very, very smoothly. I want to thank Mr. Litton again. And I also have the privilege of introducing the clinician for this group tonight. Mr. Michael T. Sanders he teaches at John Taylor Williams Secondary Montessori School in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I can let you read the rest of his accolades in the program. But I'll say I first met him about 3 years ago working the Piedmont Honor Band, where he had a group of 6th grade beginning band students in a very short time frame to prepare a concert with. And he did a phenomenal job with those students. His charisma is unmatched. His love for music, the kids relate very, very well to him. And I knew that when we brought him here to Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, our students were really in for a treat. It's been awesome to watch him work these last 2 days. And I am excited about what he is going to do with these students. Be proud of your students, as we all are. And without any further delay, I want to introduce one Mr. Michael T. Sanders.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Michael Sanders, as they just said. The piece you just heard was called Japanese War March by Eric Rath. Our next piece is called Destiny Awaits. Destiny Awaits by Malcolm Camuth is a bold and uplifting piece that embodies the determination and perseverance required to achieve greatness. It reminds us that success isn't about just luck. It's about hard work, dedication, and a belief in your potential. For these young musicians, oh my goodness, get so nervous up here. For these young musicians, every note they play and every hour they practice brings them closer to their destiny. Music teaches discipline, teamwork, and resilience. And this piece celebrates this journey towards excellence. Destiny Awaits. You ever wonder what a skeleton does when they're not rattling around in spooky movies? Turns out they're crawling, possibly to the nearest dance floor. The Skeleton Crawl by composer Jason Nitch gives us a quirky, bone-shaking glimpse into the afterlife's most awkwardly fun party. With creeping melodies, clattering percussion, and a groove of spooky, it might just wake the dead. This piece oozes with Halloween vibes and ghostly charm. You'll hear the skeletons tiptoeing, or let's be honest, stumbling their way through a haunted night, complete with enough twists and turns to keep even the most adventurous spirits of their toes or femurs. So grab your bony dance partner and join us for a piece that's a little eerie, a little goofy, and totally entertaining. Don't just lose your head. All right, here we go. The Skeleton Crawl. All right. Hope you enjoyed that one because we got another dance tune for you coming up. The next piece on the program is entitled Technoblade. Technoblade channels the pulse of 90s techno, blending the driving beats and hypnotic loops of an era with the power of modern wind band. Picture laser lights, thumping bass, and glow sticks. Only this time it's with live instruments bringing the energy. With relentless rhythms and shimmering textures, this piece is a thrilling nod to the electronic dance music scene, delivering a high-octane journey that's both nostalgic and cutting edge. Get ready to feel the beat. Let's go. Lordy. Hope y'all enjoyed that one. Nice. Thank you. They're doing a great job. So I love doing this. All right. Our next piece is called Tango Argentina. It celebrates the passion and the drama of the tango, a born dance in the streets of Buenos Aires in the late 19th century. And this piece is going to have two soloists in it, a clarinet player and a trumpet player. We hope you enjoy Tango Argentina. You get up and dance if you want to. Here we go. All right, here we are, the thank yous. To the incredible band directors of Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, thank you for the honor of allowing me to work with your talented middle school students over the past 2 days. Your passion for music education is truly inspiring, and it's evident in the energy and enthusiasm these students bring to the music. To you parents out here, thank you for being the steadiest supporters and advocates for music education. In a world filled with social media and countless distractions, your choice to champion music is a gift to your children. You are nurturing not only their musical talents, but also their focus, their resilience, and their sense of accomplishments, qualities that will serve them well in all aspects of life. To the students on this stage, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We talked about this earlier, but thank you so much. And with that, our last piece, Irish Jig for Young Feet. We've just been doing a lot of dance music today, but that's all good. But we hope you enjoy this last piece, Irish Jig for Young Feet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our 910 band is under the direction of Mr. Brian McMath. Brian McMath is the director of bands at Northwest Guilford High School, where many of our high school students have seen his amazing marching band program. My personal favorite show is Beetlejuice. With the tremendous success of the program, you would find that Mr. McMath is a very down-to-earth person. He has a great rapport with the students and maintain a great pace of rehearsal. For example, some of the coolest instruction, is when you actually ask students to think. During their first rehearsal, Mr. McMath taught students that the effect they put into their music should have an affect on the audience. See, they had to think. So in addition to that, Mr. McMath has a wonderful sense of humor. He put some dad jokes in rehearsal, like playing sustain instead of playing sus. And I think the students had a wonderful time there. Mr. McMath has asked the students to make several adjustments during rehearsal, which are about to materialize into a wonderful performance. So buckle up and hold on to your seats for that. And band, if you'll help me with this, above all else, the only thing that Mr. McMath asked you to do was ladies and gentlemen, the 910 Symphonic Band under the direction of Mr. Brian McMath.
Good evening. We'll try that again. Good evening. Thank you. I'm glad to know someone's out there. First piece that we just played was Into the Clouds. Hopefully by Richard Salcedo. Hopefully it gave you a sense of flying and soaring with all those beautiful melodies. And didn't they do a fantastic job with it? I think so. Didn't they do a fantastic job? Yes. It has truly been an honor to be here, and I'd like to introduce the next one. The next piece is To a New Journey, and I would like to make sure that we understand what the piece is about. We've talked a lot about it in some ways, and I think it's important for us as audience members to understand why music is written or what was the intent for it. And this is by Naoya Wada, Japanese composer, and what he wrote is, the title of this piece sparks the idea of students or adults moving forward in life with the rich experience of our past as our foundation. So this piece is all about all of us, students, adults, young people, moving forward based on our experiences of our past as our foundation, because it is what makes us who we are. So we hope you enjoy Wada's piece, To a New Journey. I think it's stunning what is happening here in Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools musically. Can you truly believe that these are 9th and 10th graders doing that within about 8 to 10 hours of rehearsal? It is something else, and it is an honor, and I'm proud and humbled to stand in front of these incredible musicians. The next piece we would like to play is one I found about a year or so ago. It's called Starship. And again, I'd like for you to understand the meaning behind this piece. It's by Yukiko Nishimura. The reason I'm choosing other music, it doesn't sound like Western music, right? It has different colors and textures and timbres. And this piece, we had a little discussion about it, but I want to make sure we understand it because it is the emotional piece that if we play it with effect from our heart and our soul, it should hopefully positively affect your soul. And that's what music should do. The effect we create should affect you. I know Mr. Mabry spoke about that earlier, sort of stole my thunder, but it's okay. This piece, Nishimura wrote about it. It's an old Japanese tale of two of the most beautiful stars that ever existed in the sky, Pilatar and Vega, one representing man, one representing woman. The two lovers, the two stars, they meet only one time every 7 years, and it's always on July the 7th. So they can only meet one time every 7 years on July the 7th. This music and the title, and the reason he wrote this is he wanted to make sure that he expressed through his music the pain of these separated lovers. And I hope you can understand how difficult this is to perform musically. And they have been doing it stunningly, and they're going to do it even more stunningly tonight, right? Yes, they are. And I hope this brings some thoughts to you about maybe loved ones, missed ones, things we may not get to have or see very often, and the pain that that can cause. And I hope that through that pain, because it is there, this music can also offer healing, because it's always a joy that we do get to see them at some point in time, even if it is only once in every 7 years or whatever. So we hope you enjoy Yukiko Nishimura's Starship. Thank you so much. That was called Refrigeration by Stalter. And just in case any of the directors in here would like to know as well, if you don't know that piece as well, it was actually commissioned and written for South Caldwell High School from North Carolina. Jason Childers had that written and composed. So it's a great piece, also supporting one of our local North Carolina band directors by purchasing his commissions as well. Again, our last piece is going to be Celebration, and I have just had an immense joy teaching these amazing musicians. I am not probably a normal person in some people's views, and what I asked them to do and all the stupid things I have said, they have glared at me and looked at me and sort of went, huh? But the first thing I always ask them is that they try, and they have done that, and because they try in anything they do in life, they will be successful, but you don't know unless you try. And that's what my teaching process is and what I've tried to get through them, and I hope that goes along with your parenting and everything else, that they tried out for this, they have made it. They are trying new things, they are growing, they're going to take it back to their band programs and hopefully make their band programs better as well, if their directors agree with what I've said. And hopefully they have. But it has been a joy to be here. I thank my colleagues for inviting me to be here to share the stage with Mr. Johnston and Mr. Sanders and Mr. Workman. It's a dream come true for me. So thank you for having me here in Winston-Salem, Forsyth County. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for your continued support of music education. It is the most important thing. I told them today that this is the future of our world. And it's because they're musicians, they're the smartest ones, and being a musician and being the smartest ones give you the most humanity. And because of that, our world will be a better place because of those three things. So continue your support of music education, whether your child's in it or not, even after they've graduated. Please continue that because that is creating a better world for the entire race of humanity. And that is the most important thing. And I think our world is in phenomenal hands with what's sitting on this stage right now, by any means. Thank you again, and we hope you enjoy our closer, Celebration by Randall Standridge. Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work. I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you haven't, sorry. So now let's celebrate. Yeah? Let's celebrate. Let's have a good time. And fun. And fun. Beautiful song. Thank you, guys. It's a fun video.
Good evening, everyone. I am Tom Shoemaker. I am the Director of Bands at West Forsyth High School. I am also the 11-12 Clinic Chair. It is my distinct honor to introduce this final bands clinician. Mr. Rodney Workman is the Director of Bands at Asheville High School. His resume of accomplishments is extensive, and I don't want to go into all of them because we would be here all evening. But in recent years, after he has taken over Asheville, he leads the Western Band District and students placed in honor bands at all levels, from jazz to concert band. His concert ensembles as well as jazz ensembles has received the highest ratings possible and are competitive at the highest levels of music. Finally, I know the students have had a wonderful time rehearsing. He is an incredible musician and an incredible clinician, and I know they have had a great time learning under him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rodney Workman.
That first tune was called The Dragoons of Villars. It's a transcription, orchestral transcription from a French comic opera written in 1856. So we still our best music from the orchestra people, and band people have been doing that forever. Orchestral transcriptions have gone out of style a little bit. I've never been one to be real confined by what other people think, and I like them because they have good melodies, and I tend to find that audiences enjoy a melody. And they also have really great woodwind parts. The woodwinds had quite the workout in there, if you didn't notice, so I hope you enjoyed that first tune. We're going to play something actually even older next, which is called Aria di Chiesa. And we stole this one from all of our choral friends. It's a vocal piece, and it's Italian by Stradella, an Italian composer, written almost 400 years ago. And if you've ever been to Italy, you know everything in Italy is based on food, red wine, and the church. This one's based on the church. And it's an aria about asking for forgiveness, and it's very gut-wrenching if it's performed well, which I think we're going to do, I hope. So I hope you enjoy this one. It's really, really beautiful, Aria di Chiesa. Next, we're going to play a march by a young African-American composer, not even out of his 20s yet. He's a middle school strings teacher in Kansas, and he writes really good band music. This is Shipyard Trudge by Matthew Manning. It's only a year old, so certainly 400 years newer than the last tune we just played. And it's a march, so there's some boom tap and there's a melody, but it's an interesting march. It's different. You can tell it's been written in the last few years. Of course, it's based on the work being done in a shipyard. So it's what people would have been singing as they were working, and that's pretty hard work. So I think you'll enjoy this one. It's got a good melody and really good parts in most of the instruments. Shipyard Trudge. All right, we saved our longest tune for last. So before that happens, of course, a band director with a microphone, you know you got to have a speech about music education. I'm going to skip that one tonight because you probably heard it before. But I do have some thank yous, of course, to the people here. Tom Shoemaker, number one, who organized this whole thing behind you and got all the music out. Everything was perfectly organized, and that's a really big help. I've done these before where nothing's organized and it's kind of a fiasco and you don't start rehearsal on time, and every single rehearsal we had started on time or early. Everything was completely taken care of, and I deeply appreciate that. Also, Noah Brown here for playing oboe. They told me a few weeks ago there were no oboes at audition 11-12, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to change the whole program, because I'm sure you've noticed there's been quite a lot of oboe solos. So thank you for stepping up and playing. Yes. If you didn't know, he was in this band as a student as well, and All-State and all those things, so he's reliving his high school days here, and I deeply appreciate it. Of course, the band directors in this school district and the arts coordinators have really done a lot. They've really helped coordinate the trip here and all those things. I really appreciate Andrew Kraft and Eugene Mabry for all they've done. And then, as I said, the band directors, you know, when you get invited to do something like this, it's always an honor no matter where you go, but if you actually know the people here, it's an even bigger honor. These people know me, and they still invited me. So was really surprising when I got the call, honestly. I was like, you want me to do the 11-12 band? Are you sure you don't want a college band director to do that? And they're like, no. I was like, okay, I would love to, because this is a really stellar group, and I just really appreciate those colleagues asking me to come back to do this. I taught in this district for almost 15 years, and it's really great being back here. It was great being back in Winston-Salem this weekend. I lived in this area for 12 years and loved it and miss it a lot, actually. Asheville's great, but I really loved living here, and it's been great to be here and go have Moravian cookies and coffee and eat at all the good restaurants and hang out with these awesome kids. The other thing I want to say quickly is, I know you know the kids are great, but I want to tell you, I'm not one to like mince words or anything. You do these sometimes, and the kids are really nice, but they can't play. Or you do it, and the kids can really play, but they're kind of jerks to deal with, and they're not real, you know, it's kind of, you got some issues, and rarely do you do one of these where the kids are like so kind and so nice, and they can play their instruments. And that's what we have here. I have honestly not been around kids this polite, and just a dream in rehearsal. I mean, nobody speaks, they're so well behaved. And I'm the type of person, I promise you, if it was not like that, I probably just wouldn't say anything at all. But I'm telling you, this crowd is very kind. Kudos to you, because you're the ones raising them and paying the bills, and to their band directors who obviously rehearse during the day and know how to run a class, because these folks have sat through 11 hours of me talking and have been heavenly. Am I wrong? I mean, truly, they're the best. I really do. I really mean that, and congratulations, yes. And then the last thing about this crowd is, you know, we haven't forgotten that when they were in the 7th and 8th grade, you couldn't have gotten a worse band experience through a Google Meet. I mean, I taught during that. It was terrible. And the fact that they stayed in band through that is a testament to what kind of kids they are and perseverance, because those were a couple of rough years when they were in 7th and 8th grade. And I'm really appreciative that they're just here in band programs and survived all that. Last, I would just mention a little thing about the piece we're going to play. It's called The Glorious Revolution. It's about the Glorious Revolution of 1688 in England. And I went to say something about it to the kids, and I said, does anybody know what it's about? And of course, they instantly told me the whole story and told the band. That's also the kind of intelligence that's in this group. So that's pretty impressive as well. They're very smart kids, very nice kids, and I'm really lucky to have gotten to stand around with them this weekend. They deserve all the credit. I just stand up here and look pretty and flap my arms. If they couldn't play, this wouldn't be going well. So congratulate them at the end of this. They really have done a great job and earned their way into this band, and that's impressive. So I hope you enjoy The Glorious Revolution. Many solos, lots of great parts in all sections. I think you'll probably like this one.